to share with you in this video how to create freedom through discipline, how to actually create what I call freedom by disciplining yourself to be a certain way. Because if you don't take control of your life, how can you really be free? How can you really be free if you can't take control? See, most people want to be free. They say, oh, I want to be a free being. I want to take back my power. I want to be free. I want to be expressive. I want to be this. I want to be that. But then they're not taking control. Now, it's a really interesting paradox because in my opinion, if you learn to take control, you're going to be much more free than you ever thought was even possible. And if you're not willing to take control of your reality, you can't actually be free. You can't actually be the person that you want to be when you're not taking control of your reality. And so in this video, we're going to talk about exactly how to actually create freedom through discipline, how to become a free being that has taken back their sovereignty and their power as a conscious creator by taking control of your reality, how to be free, how to feel expressive, how to feel expansive, how to feel like you truly are free to do whatever you want in this life, but only when you take control. Now that's an interesting paradox, but we're going to talk about exactly in this video why that is the case. So if you're new to this channel, what I want you to do is I want you to hit that subscribe button. I want you to hit that notification bell because I do post a new video every single day. Also, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. So here's what you got to realize is that one of the things you want to do is you want to learn to set intentions in your life. See, when you do something unintentionally, you're doing it unconsciously. No? Just follow the Sadhguru again. If you don't do something intentionally, now you're unconscious, right? Because think about it. Everything you do should be with intention. Everything you do should be deliberately happening. And if it's not, are you really the one doing it? If you're not deliberately creating your reality, are you really the one doing it? Or it's almost like some outside force is almost controlling you when you're not doing it deliberately, no? Because if you were truly a conscious creator, everything that you would do would be done consciously. And consciously and deliberately are actually the same thing if you think about it. Because when you learn to choose and decide and fully own everything that you choose to be, now you're living with more freedom. Now you're becoming a free being. Now you're actually shifting into who you really want to be, not what somebody else wants you to be. See, most people are not living their own life. They're living the life that somebody else wants for them. And that's a serious, serious problem. That's a serious issue. This is not fun and games. This is a serious problem because you can get to a point where you're not actually living the life you want. You're just going by unconsciously and you don't even know why it's happening and you don't know what's going on and why it's unfolding the way that it is, but it is unfolding in that way and you're just kind of going along like a puppet. You're just living like a puppet. Do you want to be a puppet? Or do you want to be consciousness controlling the puppet? Like you like, listen, we're all puppets. Okay, we are puppets, but you can be this meatbag suit, but you can take control. And if you do that, then you're free. And it starts with intention. If you intend everything that you do, if you say, I'm gonna do this today, and then you do it, now you're living consciously. Now, Francis, how does that, now I feel like I'm trapped. It's like, oh, I need to decide everything now? Well, think about it like this. If you're not choosing everything, are you a free being? Think about that. Let that one sink in for a second. If you're not choosing what you want to do and somebody else is choosing for you, is that freedom? Think about that. Let that one sink in. If somebody else is dictating your reality for you and you're subscribing to somebody else's reality that they think you should be in, that you don't want to be in, you are not a free being. You are controlled by an outside force. I'm not saying that you have control over everything, but you have control over some things. And you have control over your internal world first and foremost, that then will reflect into the external world. And if you own that, then you're going to be one step closer to being a truly free being that has took back his sovereignty and power. So it begins with intention. Now, what's the next step? is to follow through with that intention. And this is where most people struggle, is they say, I'm going to be this way. And then you look at their life and they're just not being that way. It's like, I want to be a healthy person, and I keep eating McDonald's. Now, we create our reality. If you somehow create a reality where you believe that McDonald's is healthy, well then by all means you can do that. Okay, you can do that. But in my reality, eating McDonald's is not a healthy thing. I'm not bashing anything. I'm not saying anything is good or bad. If you somehow can shapeshift your consciousness to believe that that is healthy for you, and you truly believe that and it doesn't mess with your resonance, okay, then do that, okay? But the thing is that you probably believe that the McDonald's is not healthy for you based on what the collective consciousness has subscribed to, and that's just my belief system. And let's just assume that McDonald's is not healthy, okay? I'm not bashing against anything. You can do whatever you want in your life, but let's just assume for the purposes of this conversation that it's not healthy, okay? It's like, I want to be a healthy person, but then you're not following through with that. See, have you ever set an intention and you didn't follow through with that? Now you're not free. Let me tell you why. Because you say you're going to do something, and then somewhere along the way to that destination that you decided that you're going to be this person, something pulls you off. What is that something? What is that? That is an old pattern that is controlling you. Think about that, okay? Think about this. You say you're going to go somewhere, and if you can't follow through with that, that should say something about how free you are. Because if you don't have control over where you want to go and you decide you want to be a certain way and you don't do it because of whatever, what is that saying about your level of freedom? It's very interesting, right? It's a paradox. You would think like, oh, just trust your feelings and you'll be free. No, if you just trust your feelings, you're the most probable thing that's going to happen is that you're going to fall back into the old patterns and you're not going to be who you want to be. And those patterns are most likely dictated by fear that somebody else has decided for you. And if you ask me, that's not, that doesn't feel good, okay? So just trusting your feelings is not going to feel good in the long term. And you're not going to be free. But if you discipline yourself every single day and you say you're going to do something and then you do it, just because of what you know that's going to, it's not even about the thing. There's nothing good or bad, it just is. If you want to be an unhealthy person and you're okay with that, then by all means, eat whatever you want. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't do anything. I'm just saying, are you choosing it intentionally? That's the key here. That's the key to freedom. I'm not saying that you have to intend to do something that you don't want to do. The whole point of this conversation that me and you are having right now, and yes, we're having a conversation. You are just looking through the screen here, but this is a conversation. This is me and you are connected right now. This is a conversation. And the reason me and you are having this conversation is because I want you to consciously dictate your reality, not let somebody else dictate your reality for you. Because it's unacceptable when somebody else decides your reality for you. Unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. I want you to take back your power. I want you to shift into who you want to be. Now, let me give you some examples in terms of how I came across these realizations. When I meditate, I like to meditate every single day. Sometimes I'll not meditate, depending on how I feel, but recently I've realized that when I meditate every single day, no matter what, and I make that a part of my identity, it's not even about the meditation. I don't believe you need meditation to be on the spiritual path. Life is spirituality. Here, this is the answer right here. You're awake. We're right here. This is spirituality. This is as close to spirituality as you can get, is right here, right now. But what meditation does for me, when I say my meditations are non-negotiable, first of all, it makes me feel really, really good. So that's one thing, is that when I don't meditate, I don't feel as good. So there's that, right? And it's just a good practice for me. Sometimes I find that there has been times in my life where I realized that I should let go of that practice so then I could transcend it. But now I've kind of returned it back. And the thing is that I'm doing it every single day. And I mean, you don't have to do it every single day, but if you say you are, then follow through with that. If you say you're not going to do it, I said, you know what, I'm going to stop meditating for 2 weeks. Follow through with that. Now, even on a short, that's a long-term identity thing, right? But on a short-term level, What I do is I set the timer, I sit there for 20 minutes, and then I follow through and I sit there for those 20 minutes. And that might seem like, Francis, that's a little bit intense, right? Well, if you're gonna do something like this, then just set the timer for something that you feel you know you're gonna do. If you know you're not gonna sit there for the whole 20 minutes, then don't set that timer because you're not gonna follow through with that. The key here is to set intentions for something that you know you want to do and that you can do and that you're willing to do and that you want to do. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. I'm not saying to like sit there robotically and do meditation because Francis said it's about becoming the identity that I need to be and I need to. No! Do what you want, okay? But the thing is, if you set an intention and you do, and that intention is based on something you actually want, and then you follow through, that literally, like holy shit, that is what helps you to be free. When you say, I'm gonna meditate, if you say, okay, 10 minutes, set a timer for 10 minutes, even 5 minutes. If you sit there for those 5 minutes, that starts to shape who you are. It's like, oh, okay, when I set intention, I follow through with it. You become a person that makes a choice and then follows through. That is how you become free. You become free when you become the kind of person that makes a choice without even overanalyzing it, and then you just do it. And you know that you make that choice because you want to make that choice. The most successful people on this planet literally make a choice without even thinking about it. It's like, yep, here we are, let's follow through with it. Maybe it's the right choice, maybe it's the wrong choice. But the truth is that there's no right or wrong choice. The question is, are you making the choice consciously? Okay? If you make the choice consciously, you will find what you need to do from there, what is in resonance with your true self and what is not. But the key is to make the choice and follow through. Do that enough times, you'll get closer and closer and closer to what I call your dream reality. Now, another example is just to make a choice in your identity, and who you want to be. I want to be a healthy person. What does a healthy person do? Follow through with that. That's going to make you feel free. You want to be a free being? Decide who you're going to be and then follow through with that. That is how you become a free being. That is how you become free. You decide who you're going to be. You say, I'm going to be this way. I'm going to make a choice. This is who I am now. I'm done with the old reality. And then you follow through. That is freedom. I'm going to share with you one quick example. I don't know if I said it at the beginning of this video because this is take 2. Now, Sadhguru gave a really good example. If you take full control over riding a bike, and you learn how to let's say you're a BMX rider and you master the art of riding this bike and you know all the tricks and you know how to do everything. Now you're free. Now you're a free being. I don't know if I gave that example, but that's a perfect example. How free are you going to feel if you discipline yourself to become an amazing BMX rider? You're going to feel so goddamn free because you now control how the bike works. I mean, how you ride the bike and how you follow through with all the tricks and all the things. See, that's freedom. So when you decide who you're going to be and then you follow through, that, my friends, is freedom. So that's all I have for this video. Once again, if you want to work with me one-on-one personally, hit the link that's in the description box of this video to apply for a free consultation. And as always, have yourself a great day and I'll see you in the next video.